What up, people? It's boy, Master Chudy out here with another review of an animated series. So, Resident Evil Infinite Darkness come out yesterday, actually. It's the latest in, this year has been the year of Resident Evil, so they came out with a new animated series, 4 episodes long. Decided to get through it, watched it. It's a very easy watch, 4 episodes. And thought I'd give my review of it. The plot of it is, I'm just going to get right into it. The plot of it is, very simple to follow. This, of course, as they say, takes place in between Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5. And of course, this is immediately after the events of Resident Evil 4, where, Leon saved the president's daughter. And so there's obviously a plot for some bioweapons to basically be used to start a war, so on and so forth. The plot is very simple. Government's corrupt, everything like that. So yeah, the plot is fairly simple. No need to really spoil anything. It's that simple. There are a lot of aspects that it takes and borrows from past Resident Evil animated movies. I think the first one, which came out in like 2007 or 9, not sure. And it definitely seems to be slightly also influenced by Resident Evil 6, where we do see, a corrupt government official doing things, and we see the White House under attack and everything like that. So yes, we've definitely seen the White House being attacked before Resident Evil. This is nothing new. So it's very by the book if I were to go by anything like that. But I will go ahead and examine pretty much the characters and the pros and cons I had about this, particular series. Um, So we'll start off with the characters. One, Leon is Leon, and they definitely got him right. It's good to see him try to try to be the anchor of justice. The more being true to his character as you expect Leon Kennedy to be. Very good as well. Utilized him in the field. He was very capable and whatnot. So nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about. Leon. Claire was also pretty good as well. I mean, granted, we don't see her get much into the zombie, saving issues. She doesn't fight any zombies per se. And she's not really involved combatively, but we do see her be very proactive in investigative reporting, detective work, and in such, and as well trying to do good by becoming a member of TerraSave. To help people who are impacted by the war that's happening in Peninstan, which is the country that's, apparently bordering China, and that's been going through a civil war, and which has implications between U.S. and China relations um, and whatnot. The other new characters that we have, Jason represents once again another character that was done and used in another Resident Evil movie. If I'm not mistaken, it was Degeneration, I believe, Resident Evil Degeneration, whereby you know basically a disgruntled soldier, or in this case, scientist from Degeneration, has an issue and everything, being used as a pawn and whatnot, and has issues and wants to expose the whole thing and wants to get revenge and everything like that. So, he was kind of run of the mill. I mean, he had some cool quotes here and there. He was very capable, but we don't get to know enough about him, and a lot of his, introduction was rushed immediately. So, that's then. We also had Shen Mei, who was another one there, and she was, kind of, oh, family members been infected by a bioweapon virus. He got caught in. She wants to expose it, but she kind of relents and wants to do things Leon way. And unfortunately, small spoiler, they do kill her, which kind of dissatisfied me. I'll get into that later. But I felt that she was she moved the plot, so she was like, yeah, it was okay. Um, I believe Patrick was another Secret Service agent. he was okay. Pretty much, and you have the president from Resident Evil 4, and now you don't hear much from him. His aide, which is like his press secretary, you don't hear much from him. Wilson, who's the Secretary of Defense, he's the much like Resident Evil 6. He's that one government agent that, hey, yeah, I control the military, trying to come in here and keep things hush hush, trying to make profit off of this bioweapon money right here, trying to do that, get my cash and whatnot. We see him not, he doesn't do much either. So that's that. Um, so yeah, that's it for the characters basically and all that. So we get into the pros and cons, basically. The pros of this of Resident Evil: Infinite Darkness, animation, of course. Animation was fantastic. I can't say anything like that. Got to see, of course, the usual zombies. You got to see, um, sometimes animals. The usual animal be the zombie. In this case, it was rats, which was well done. It was very well done as well. And then the final form for Jason was pretty sick as well. Um, the animation was you cannot fault Resident Evil for having bad animation when it comes to its animated products. So yeah, that's a huge pro. Just another pro is just seeing Leon and Claire together. But really seeing Leon for the last couple years, we haven't been seeing much of Leon. We haven't seen really much of the classic Resident Evil cast. It hasn't been like that for a while because in the video games it's been focused primarily on Ethan with a reintroduction of Chris Redfield, basically. So yeah, it was just good to see people back in the day that we all like, being Leon and Claire, basically. Um, Another small pro, I like that it was in 2006. I don't know why. I just like it going back to 2006. 15 years ago, not bad and whatnot. And I will say that I'll call this a pro and a con. But the reason why I'll call the plot a pro is that it doesn't try to do too much. It's very easy to follow. Then we get and the last pro I will have is the ending, and I think that's what ultimately kind of saves it a bit, because we see that at the ending, there's some information that Leon, of course, got from Shen May, which would expose the U.S. government and everything it did with in terms of what they did and exposing their troops and using them for covert operations as bioweapons. But at the same time, Jason was like, "Yes, I want people to see me so we can stoke fear and there'll be chaos in the world and everything like that." And so when at the end of everything, Claire's like, "Hey, I'm gonna need that file. I'm gonna send it to the press, and it's gonna be huge." And then Leonard's like, "I can't let Jason get what he wants," so he refuses to give it to Claire. And Claire's like, "What?" And she's like so shocked, and she's like, "Fine, whatever. You're not going to let me do things. We're not going to do things together." It's like, fine. So they split up. So I thought that was an interesting way to take their dynamic, and it would explain why you never see Leon and Claire, I guess, together much after Resident Evil 4 and especially after Resident Evil 2 because of this rift in character. I guess that's one way to explain it. So yeah. But the con I have, and it's just one, but it's pretty major, is the plot. You know, the plot and the antagonist. I'll just put them together. The plot, more could have been done. It needed more episodes, I do believe, to really flesh out a probably good plot, and everything like that. And as a result, the antagonists of this show really suffer. Jason could have used a couple more episodes. The Secretary of Defense Wilson could have used a couple more episodes instead of being the generic, "Oh yes, government this, and I'm going to profit off of this virus and make my millions and do this billions and do whatnot." That's definitely a axe. That's definitely an that is definitely a check against this show. So what do I think? I mean, for me, it was a good watch through. It was a way for me to just pass time, and I had fun watching it. I would. I don't. I do believe that it should get another maybe season if that's how it's working. I just feel like you can't just leave it like this. with, you know, enough time to pass between Resident Evil 4 and 5 and not and you know not make a sequel to it, to at least build off and learn from the mistakes of Infinite Darkness. So yeah, I think it deserves a season 2 in my opinion, if that's what they want to call it, or follow up. I would give this about a 6.5 out of 10. It could definitely have been better in my opinion, you know. But anyway, but the good thing is that, you know, I had fun with it, and I think it's pretty good. So thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications to make sure you're notified. Please comment below to give me your opinions on this. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you neutral on it? Let me hear what you got to say. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good shows or shows in general and get your views on them. Thank y'all for watching, and I should have more videos up when I can. Peace.